Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Another trip around the sun, which means I've completed yet another year of bullet journaling. This was my 5th year, which is kind of crazy, but yes. These are the 2 bullet journals that I used throughout the year. Today, this is the video where we go through all of it. You guys will get to see every single spread that I made in 2021. So, whoa, it would help if I didn't drop it. You guys always see my empty spreads in the setup videos, but this is where you finally get to see what they look like all filled in. Whenever I film one of these videos at the end of the year, it's also like a refresher and a year review for me, because once I film my bullet journal setups and the month is finished and I'm done making all my spreads, I never really ever go back to look at them. So I will be kind of re-experiencing this with you guys. Let's just open these guys up and see what's inside. Alright, so here they are. Here are the 2 bullet journals that I used for the entirety of 2021. Both of them are from Shop Amanda H. Lee, of course. This one's the black one. This one is slate gray with the colored edge, which you might not be able to tell now because of course it's all filled up and everything. But I did just want to, before we get into the actual flip through, show you guys all of the bullet journals from previous years. At the end of the year, I always like pulling out all of my previous year bullet journals and kind of looking at them as a stack. So I add those 2. This is all of them. This goes from 2017 all the way to 2021. So that's kind of crazy. This is just like, my life in notebooks for the past 5 years. All right, let's move these guys away. I guess we can just go ahead and crack these open. Let's kind of take a journey through 2021 and see what spreads I made this year. I never really know what to talk about in these flip through videos, so I did ask you guys on Instagram to submit some questions and prompts of things you wanted to hear me talk about in this video. So I will be kind of going through some of those questions as we flip through. At any point, if I need to stop at a certain spread, I will do that. So excuse me if this voiceover is a little bit all over the place, but I didn't really know how to structure it. I guess I can just start off by talking briefly about 2021 and how this year was for me. I think, just like everyone else, 2021 was also an interesting year, definitely kind of tough, like 2020 as well because of the pandemic, but my focus this year, I don't know if it was visible, was honestly just to be happy and really focus on my personal life as Amanda, not Amanda H. Lee. I always like to stop here at this highlight reel where all my Polaroids. I love kind of looking back at the memories. So yeah, I have some fun ones like this one here. My mods sent me this custom keep doodling sign. I took a selfie when I got my vaccine, which is obviously a very good highlight. This was from my Doodle Teen magazine photo shoot, which was such a fun shoot. We really went full in with the Y2K aesthetic. And this is when I visited my friends in Vancouver for my birthday, so it's kind of cute. I do always get questions about Polaroids and how I print them out. This is the printer that I use. This is the Fujifilm Instax Share SP, I believe. Oh, it's down here. Instax Share, but it just lets you print stuff out from your phone onto a little instant photo like this so that you don't need to worry about carrying an actual camera around with you. You can just print out photos from your phone. So that's that. My vision board. Okay, back to what I was talking about, and just like overall of 2021, my thoughts, how I was feeling. I didn't really have any major takeaways from 2021. I think definitely 2020 was like one of the hardest years of my life for me, but 2021, I just kind of felt like I just put my blinders on, tried to enjoy it as best as possible, and really had low expectations. So I think that is always good when you manage your expectations. Oh, I love this spread. I forgot that I had done this like kind of Japanese pattern. But yeah, I will go into some questions from Instagram stories now. So this person asked, how has your journey gone and all the changes after so many years of bullet journal? Which I think is a really good question to kind of begin as we kind of finish off this spread. Oh my god, I forgot. This layout's kind of cool. I'm sorry, I'm getting inspiration from my past self, which I actually did do a lot during this year, was just kind of go back to my older spreads, especially for February. Oh my god, this voiceover is all over the place. I'm so sorry. But I did this month spread live, like completely live on stream, because it was when I was taking a break, so I didn't have like an actual Plan With Me video, it was just a Plan With Me stream. But I remember one of the things that I mentioned during this month was going back to my old bullet journals from 2017 even, and just getting inspiration from those spreads when, you know, I was really just first starting out and kind of kept things a lot more simple. So it is very interesting to me that I'm at this place now where I can get inspiration from myself 5 years ago. It's a little bit meta almost. And I think I had seen a comment that a lot of my themes this year felt like a very good mix between experimental and new, but also kind of like a callback to some of my older themes. I think especially like these plants, these hanging plants are very 2017 Amanda. If you guys have seen those videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So back to the question of my journey and how things have changed. I think obviously it's very clear that my bullet journaling style has changed throughout the years. I think every year I kind of have a different style, but this year I really was pretty experimental, and I also just focused on enjoying it for myself. I think in the previous years I was very impacted by the pressure of having so many eyes kind of looking at my bullet journal, almost like having someone breathing over your shoulder while you're drawing. But I just really wanted to make sure that I was doing things for myself. For example, like this one was so fun for me, this theme with the bamboo. I had always been very interested in Chinese and Japanese calligraphy and brushwork, so it was really lovely to be able to integrate that into this theme, especially tied in with the things that I talked about in this video, which were so important to me about my experience growing up Asian, as well as all of the awful things that were kind of heightened at this time period with Asian hate. This month's video and this theme is very special to me, so I do kind of have a very warm feeling when I look at this. And I also think it's definitely different from any themes that I normally do, because it is very like artistic and less doodly, I guess. The next question is how I made bullet journaling a consistent habit, which I think I am, you know, kind of qualified to talk about this, since seeing as this marks my 5th complete year of bullet journaling. So, you know, it has been pretty consistent over the years. I will say sometimes I do feel like a hypocrite when I talk about this, because, you know, my experience bullet journaling is definitely maybe different from someone else, just because of the simple fact that I am making these videos. And I acknowledge that the fact that I am making these videos definitely does encourage me to bullet journal more. So it is this weird dichotomy, I don't know if that's the right word. It is this weird kind of relationship. I would definitely be doing bullet journaling if I wasn't making videos, that's for sure. I love bullet journaling and it's definitely like something that helps me so much in my life. But would I be maybe as consistent as I am? Would I be as consistent if I wasn't making these videos? Who knows, maybe I'd be even more consistent because I would feel less pressure. So I don't really know, and it's, you know, this making videos about it and sharing it with you guys as a community has been so closely intertwined with my experience bullet journaling that I've just come to accept it, and I love it, and I kind of see the beauty in it. Oh my gosh, sorry, we have to pause on this spread because this is one of my all-time favorite weekly spreads that I've ever made. We made this live on Twitch stream. Actually, we made most of these live on Twitch stream, but like, come on guys. This theme in general, this kind of cottagecore fairy tale theme is so cute. I love, we have little Fredbert here throughout the month, and it's my favorite. I'm so obsessed, like, come on guys. This is really cool. Just to close out my thoughts on that topic as we stare at this beautiful weekly spread, yeah, I just think sharing spreads and the pressure that comes along with that, but also the encouragement and motivation that comes along with that is definitely unique to me, and I think everyone else needs to find their own motivation to bullet journal. I always say you don't need to copy my spreads exactly. My spreads and my videos are just here for inspiration, motivation, companionship as you journal. So yeah, I think everyone's on their own journaling journey, and I've just learned to really accept with everything that comes along with my own personal journey, whether that's being consistent or not as consistent sometimes. Yeah, don't be too hard on yourself when it comes to bullet journaling and journaling in general. Speaking of the Twitch streams that I mentioned, we did do pretty much every weekly spread in this bullet journal on Twitch, live on Twitch. Oh, look at my little pop-up. That's kind of cool as well. Dang, this month is kind of sick, not gonna lie. But yeah, it was so fun. I always love making real-time spreads with you, and I think it's definitely interesting to see how I build up a spread real time. So if you do want to join us there, Twitch is definitely a fun time, and I love the community as well. I realized the other day that I've been live streaming my weekly spreads for 3 to 4 years, I think, because before Twitch I would live stream them weekly on Instagram, so I think it's kind of cool. I don't know. I think that's kind of epic. Wow. As you can probably tell, this month's theme definitely encouraged, you know, the future 2022 doodle planner with the swirlies. We put this on the front cover for the Sage doodle planners, as well as the vanilla swirl. And it's something that's been seen in a lot of my doodles and other items since then, like in my pottery video and all of that. I just love making swirls and organic shapes and all of that. And this Y2K Polly Pocket Totally Spies vibe just speaks to my inner child and my soul at heart. I love this like wavy spread. This is so fun. Whenever I'm flipping through at the end of the year, I always kind of forget which spreads that I've made because I've made so many, so it's fun to look back. Well, we have made it to the end of June, which is pretty much usually where I stop. Kind of marks halfway through 2021. I do have a couple extra pages, but I knew that it wouldn't be enough for July, which is why I ended up switching into the new bullet journal. And then in back here, we have all my messy pen swatches. Does anyone else do this? I always just test my pens in the back. I also have some lovely names here. On Twitch, we do this thing where if you redeem enough channel points, I will write your name and a heart in the back of my bullet journal, along with these messy swatches. So yes, this is probably the least aesthetic part of my bullet journal, but I also kind of think it's cool. All right, stop. This is a checkpoint. Hello. Grab some water. Before we move on with the rest of the flip through, I wanted to take this time to quickly thank today's lovely sponsor, Skillshare. As you guys know, we love Skillshare here on the channel. If you don't know what Skillshare is, it's a great online learning community with thousands of classes in design, illustration, journaling, and it's just a really great place to explore new skills, maybe improve the skills that you do have, or just to get creative. What I love about the platform is that it's curated specifically for learning and community. There's no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes so that you will constantly have something new to check out. Within each class, you're able to interact with students who have taken the class or are currently taking the class as well, and each class kind of has like projects and assignments, and you are able to share and comment, and it's just really, really great community. I actually do teach some exclusive classes on Skillshare. I have some on journaling, and I've been thinking about making new classes for 2022, so we'll see. But even if you don't want to take my personal classes, there's so many classes available. Currently, I've been taking a class on portrait photography by Jessica Kobasi, who is a YouTuber that I actually love, and when I saw that she had a class, I was like, definitely checking that out because she's so talented. The new year is coming up, and I know a lot of you guys are setting New Year's resolutions, so maybe your New Year's goal could be to learn something new. So if you want to check out my class or any of the other classes on Skillshare, make sure you click the link in my description box. The first 1,000 people to click that link will get a free 1-month trial. Thank you again to Skillshare. Clicking that link supports the channel, and I genuinely do really love the platform Skillshare, so it's a win-win situation. And let's get back to the video. On to the second half. This one is the Slate Gray Colored Edge Dotted Notebook from Shop by Marriage Lee. We still have some of these available. Let's crack this open. Here we go. So the next question that I got a lot of questions asking me about what I'm leaving in 2021 and what are my goals for 2022. Oh, let's stop at the highlight reel because I always love stopping here. We have a picture of me and Jen. I went to the Andy Warhol exhibit, which later kind of inspired a theme. And then this is a picture of me in front of my Dundas Square billboard, which was very, very crazy, very cool. This is from a photo shoot doodle planner launch in November, of course, and December I have yet to put yet because December's not over yet, but there's many contenders, I think. I think for next year's bullet journal setup, which will be in the next video, I might want to include more spaces per month because every month it's hard for me to choose just one. The question was, what am I leaving in 2021 and what am I bringing into 2022 / what are my goals? I'm not going to show you this spread because there are some Shop Amanda Rach Lee secrets here, so it's going to be blurred out. I think what I'm leaving in 2021 and what I've been working on the most this year is to just put less pressure on myself. I think this goes for everything in life, whether it be work or videos or YouTube or Shop Amanda Rach Lee. I will definitely have been working on making sure that I'm okay that things aren't perfect. I think accepting that I'm not going to be perfect, I'm going to make mistakes. For example, for videos, I used to get so stressed out when I wasn't able to post every single week, but now I'm just learning to accept that, you know, making videos every single week whilst running a business and doing everything else at the same time is definitely hard, and I'm so appreciative of you guys for understanding that. And I also just realized that it's really not the end of the world. I'd rather post a video that I'm happy with than post a bunch of not so good videos. So I've been learning to accept that, and also just seeing your guys' support no matter what I do is very encouraging and motivating for that as well. And you know, for the doodle planner launch, which speaking of which we have here, this is when July was when I was working on the doodle planner the most, so this is how I kept track of which spreads I had finished drawing and designing. And yeah, so with the doodle planner, just coming to terms that a launch won't be perfect, and just it's how you pick yourself back up when things kind of go awry, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I honestly don't know what I'm trying to say. This is not scripted, which I probably should write down some notes whenever I do these videos because it would give it a little bit more structure. This theme was inspired by Vancouver, which is where I lived for the month of June, which was definitely also a good recharge time, being around nature. Here's another kind of opening spread. Initially I had a string in here, but I had to untie it so that it wouldn't get too bulky. And we have made it to one of my personal favorite themes, and I think also a viewer favorite theme because it, I think, has the most views from this year's Plan With Me videos, is my Olivia Rodrigo kind of sour sticker theme, which was so fun. This was fully just me fulfilling my inner child of sticking stickers everywhere, so it was very fun, and it got me to put some of my excessive sticker collection to use. Goals for 2022. I think my goal for 2022, I definitely have a lot of projects that I've been working on in 2021 that I haven't been able to talk about, so hopefully those will come out for next year. And also with Shop Amanda Rach Lee, I have so many big plans specifically for things that maybe you aren't used to seeing from me, so I will leave it there. And I have some other personal goals. Like, one of my big goals is to rebrand Shop Amanda Rach Lee because we are going into the 3rd year of Shop Amanda Rach Lee, and when I first started it, I was just 20 years old and I didn't really know much about where I wanted to take the company, and now I do. I have kind of more of a vision that I will talk about in future videos. Yeah, I think it is time for a refresh, so I'm very excited about that. And in terms of my personal life, I've been very fortunate and blessed to have met a lot of new friends who I love in 2021, and hopefully I will get to visit them a lot more in 2022. I am also thinking about moving. That's a separate video in itself because I have many thoughts, I think. You guys already know I've been in the same apartment and the same place in Toronto for over 3 years now. Oh, for those of you asking about keeping consistent, as you can see here, I just fully didn't use it, so if that gives you reassurance. I also sometimes skip days. But yeah, I've been in the same place in Toronto for 3 years and it's been great. I love my apartment, but I am kind of in a new phase in my life, I think. As a 23-year-old, I'm heading into my mid-20s, which is so weird considering I started YouTube when I was like a teenager. And I think Toronto will always be home base for me, but I've just really been thinking about what city feels the best for me to be inspired and productive. I don't know exactly where that is yet. I definitely need to think about that a little bit more, but I guess that's another 2022 thing. Stay tuned to watch me figure that out because I don't even know yet. But I am very excited about it. I think for the first time in my early adulthood, I kind of get to choose where my life goes instead of letting other factors decide those things. I guess we'll see. This theme is really fun. I love the book theme. It's very reminiscent of my cozy lo-fi theme. This one especially with the little mini book inside. I thought it was really cute. Just in general, I think I had so much fun with this year's themes. I hope you guys liked them as well. Especially this one. This one, more recent, the printmaking one, making those little linoleum blocks. I'm so proud of this, like how it turned out and also how efficient it kind of ended up being, especially because I was in LA during this month. All I had to do was stamp throughout the week, you guys will see, and it was so quick. So I will definitely be trying out some more linoleum stamps in future videos. We have, oh yeah, see here. So for the weekly spreads, it was so quick to make these because essentially they're just boxes, and then we stamped them, colored them in, and it was quick and easy. Oh, this was just something that I quickly made with some extra scraps of paper. And then we have made it to December. So this is the current month's theme. So of course we don't have all of these spreads completed yet. I will probably be making those in the next Twitch stream. And we also have, you know, my calendar, which I might blur out so that you guys don't know exactly where I am at all times, because safety. It is always interesting to do these flip throughs. I definitely feel very exposed and vulnerable because people can kind of read my whole life. But I think this marks, yeah, we're at the end here. This is the final weekly spread. I feel like I didn't really stop that much at spreads. I was mostly just rambling on about my life, which I hope was interesting for you guys. I guess I will say one of the things that you might have noticed in the later spreads is that I did stop doing a mood tracker. Just for my own personal reasons, I felt like I wasn't using it as much, so that's why I stopped. I might try to incorporate it back into future spreads in 2022, but that's probably the most noticeable one. And then other than that, I did use, which weekly spread layout did I use the most? Probably this one the most, and then also the rolling weekly, which I really, really like. I guess I will answer one last question. A lot of people were asking me which month's theme was my favorite. Some people were asking me to rate them. I did do a video ranking all of my previous bullet journal themes, but in terms of this year, because some of the later themes didn't make it into that video, this year my favorite theme would probably have to be, ooh, you know, I think it is a tie between the August Olivia Rodrigo theme and our little enchanted forest cottagecore. But you know what? Actually, I take it back. I think this one has to take the cake, especially because I think throwback stuff and Y2K and all of that era has resurged during 2021, so this is very fitting, and I just love stickers. So maybe we'll do another sticker theme in future videos, which I have been thinking about, especially because we have done so many bullet journal themes. Let me know if you guys would like to see this. I was thinking about recreating some of my older bullet journal themes in 2022, maybe redoing some. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that, but like, if we look back on this 2017 one, obviously things have changed so much in terms of my style, so it'd be interesting to go back and do things again. I think sometimes I pressure myself to come up with new, better ideas, but it can be also fun to like go back sometimes. So that was my life in 2021 in bullet journals. I did have one quick question. Obviously the next video is going to be my 2022 bullet journal setup, but I wanted to ask you guys which notebook color you think I should use. There's a couple options here. Obviously last year we used the slate gray, so I probably won't use that as well. We have the lilac dotted notebook with the colored edge, which is cute. I have sky blue I can use. I have blush pink over here. And then we also have taupe, which is really pretty. I am kind of leaning towards lilac or taupe, but honestly I could go with either. So leave a comment down below what color you think I should use. Whether I listen to you guys, I don't know. It might just be left up to the last minute of what I feel as I'm filming the 2022 setup. So stay tuned for that video. And also down below, let me know which monthly theme from this year was your favorite, because I'm very curious as well. So there's two things to vote for: which notebook color I should use for 2022 and which monthly theme was your favorite. Friends, that was fun. We flopped. We did not flop this year. We flipped through my bullet journals. I hope it was interesting for you to see all of my spreads that we created during 2021. It was kind of like a time capsule. Because I create all of these spreads on stream and in these videos with you guys, it is kind of like going through memories. I always do think of my bullet journals as mini time capsules of my life. So I hope you guys enjoy. The 2022 setup will be coming next. It'll probably be the next video that you see, so stay tuned for that. I know a lot of you are excited. As a wrap up for this video, since this is kind of like the finale of the Amanda Rachel Lee 2021 bullet journal setups, I just wanted to say thank you for yet another year of bullet journaling together. This was my 5th year bullet journaling, and it always just blows my mind to think what writing in a notebook and sharing it with you guys has brought me. I'm very, very grateful that you guys are interested in what I create and are always supportive of whatever I do. I know very, very well that I would not be where I am today, especially with Shop Amanda Rachel Lee, the channel, everything, without you guys, my little doodles, and all the love that you show. So thank you for being here every week, every month. Whether you join me every weekend on the streams, or if you join me every month in the YouTube videos, or you just tune in sometimes, just know that I see the energy that you give me, and I hope that my videos have done the same in return. So thank you, love you guys, keep doodling.